Module 3, a standard inspection. This module outlines the basic techniques used by the construction inspector to document the necessary information required by the construction and reclamation contracts with the department. The equipment required to complete the duties of an inspector include a vehicle capable of traveling over rough terrain, personal protective equipment such as a hard hat, safety glasses, hearing protection, and high-visibility clothing, durable footwear appropriate for rugged conditions, a field notebook, phone app, and/or voice recorder for documenting field configurations and site conditions, a tape measure with a minimum length of 25 feet. Please note, GPS units and engineering wheels are not recognized as comparable substitutes. A camera with a 12 megapixel minimum resolution, equivalent to an iPhone 7 camera or better, a weather-resistant time-lapse camera with a minimum video resolution of 1280 by 720 and at least 32 gigabytes of storage capacity, and a tablet or computer with internet access for completing daily reports in AML-net by the on-site inspector. Along with the required equipment, some additional items that can make the job easier are a first aid kit, a change of clothes, a lighter, spray paint for field markings, packaged food and bottled water, insect repellent, sunscreen, environmental monitors such as a pH pen or a gas meter, a West Virginia DEP master lock numbered 0565 with the appropriate key, a longer tape measure roll to better quantify large construction items like ditch or under drain lengths, a handheld GPS unit to better triangulate a position on the job site, a West Virginia Division of Highways Traffic Control Handbook, West Virginia Division of Highways Standard Specifications for Roads and Bridges, phone numbers for the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection Spill Hotline, the address of the closest fire department and medical center for emergency purposes, a CB radio to communicate with operators, and any additional trainings that allow an inspector to do the job effectively and safely. All activity on the job site must be documented in the daily standard inspection. This information will be used to complete the daily inspection report on AML-net, which will become the official daily inspection report for the project. The following slides will discuss how to fill out the report on AML-net and what information is necessary to complete the form. If there is no information for a particular section, select the None button to automatically place None in the text box. Do not leave any text box blank. Every inspection must include the date of the inspection, weather conditions, and field conditions. The date of inspection can be entered by typing or clicking the calendar button. The report number is automatically generated when the report is created. The amend number is also automatically generated whenever the report is amended after it has been finalized. Weather conditions include the average morning and afternoon temperatures with atmospheric conditions. Field conditions consist of actual site conditions with rainfall data. If the project area does not require an on-site rain gauge, please use the closest USGS rain gauge to the project site. Inclement weather day is used to record an inspection day that could not be worked because of the weather. The half-day box is used to indicate if, on an inclement weather day, approximately half of the day was worked. All employees who are working on the job site are tracked each day. The contractor will provide an employee list during the pre-construction conference as part of the submittal package. The employee list will include the names and titles of all employees scheduled to regularly work on the job site. It is important to identify the project superintendent and the on-site foreman as part of the inspector's points of contact throughout construction. The inspector must confirm the name and title of any new employee that starts after construction begins with the on-site foreman. If the on-site foreman changes during the construction, the project superintendent must provide written notice of the change to the department and receive approval before that person is authorized to make decisions on behalf of the company. In AML-net, enter the name of the project superintendent in the respective text box. In the Employees on Project section, click the Add button to create a new entry and enter the name of an employee who works on the site. Including the job title of the employee as shown can be helpful but is not required. Only enter one name per entry. On subsequent daily reports, the names will automatically populate in this section with green check marks, indicating the employee is working on that site for that report. If a specific employee is not on the job site for a report, tick the green check mark to turn it into a red cross. A brief synopsis, in general terms, of the daily work completed is entered into the Current Work in Progress section. Shown are two examples of current work in progress statements to illustrate how they should be structured. We'll give you a moment to read through the examples before continuing. If you need more time, you can pause the video. Construction items used or installed on the date of the report are entered into the Primary Construction Items section. The construction item name and number should match the project bid schedule, which is found in the design plans, agency purchase order, or the project technical specifications. Include the amount of each item used or installed that day. During the pre-construction conference, the contractor will provide a list of subcontractors who will perform work on the project and the names and certificates or license numbers of their technicians. It's the consultant's responsibility to verify that each subcontractor has completed the Applicant Violator System report and is in good standing with the state before any work is completed on site. If this step is skipped, it can result in unnecessary delays or work not being accepted for payment. Document each time a subcontractor performs work on the project site. To enter a subcontractor name, select the Add button. Add only one name per entry. To remove a subcontractor, click the red X button next to the name. Enter the names and certificate numbers or license numbers, if applicable, of all technicians or employees of the subcontractor who are on the site in the Visitors on Site section. Include approximate arrival and departure times. We'll cover the Visitors on Site section in more detail a little later. All materials requiring third-party testing must be documented on the day of testing, and the inspector confirms that the subcontractor and the on-site technician have been approved. Each test, test locations, and field sample results must be documented. Test locations must include enough information to locate them on the site. This can include baseline, station number, any offsets or other descriptions as needed for clarification. For compaction testing, document the location of each test, including the baseline, station number, and lift number, as well as the results of each test. For strength testing of grout and drill holes, document the drill hole number, depth, approximate cubic yards, delivery number from the material ticket, and testing tracking number. Concrete and grout strength test results will be recorded in the daily report when they are received. It's critical that inspectors understand how each test is completed and when values are in or out of compliance in relation to the specification book. A synopsis of the testing completed during the day should be entered in the Comments Remarks section. A vendor's list with materials will be submitted during the pre-construction conference for approval. It's the consultant's responsibility to verify that the materials are in compliance with the project specifications and/or any other requirements such as Build America, Buy America. An AVS report is not required for vendors. The inspector is responsible to ensure the correct materials are delivered to the job site. Inspectors are not to sign for materials in the field. They are only checking for compliance. A contractor may substitute an item if it is determined to be as good or better. The contractor must provide the manufacturer's specification for the replacement item to the consultant for a determination. The substitution can only be used on the project after the consultant approves the substitution. Enter the material names and amounts delivered in the Materials Delivered section. Equipment must be documented as it enters and exits the project site. AMLnet will populate the equipment list to match the previous day, so only changes are needed to be reported. Inspectors are not responsible for tracking equipment hours, but photographs of equipment are encouraged, especially if the equipment has any distinguishing marks or symbols that could make it easily identifiable. Remember, these contractors are here to complete a service, not to have their property damaged or stolen. Please make an effort to protect our contractors. All visitors to the site must be documented daily, including their approximate arrival and departure times. At a minimum, the first name is required for every individual, landowner, consultant representative, department representative, subcontractor, and/or construction company visitor. You don't need the names of truck drivers or vendors delivering materials to the site. If there are no visitors, click the None button to enter none in the form field. Additional department staff must be added to the Additional DEP Staff on Project section by clicking the Add button and choosing the staff name from the drop-down list. To remove a staff member, click the red X button next to the name to be removed. The monthly summary is designed to give a synopsis of the work completed throughout the month. It is automatically generated from the Information to be included in the monthly summary form field on each daily inspection report. This section should include an overview of the project progression, alterations to the design plan, or any major event on site. Along with what we've discussed earlier, include any other relevant information related to the work completed, but not included elsewhere in the report in the Comments and Remarks section. Examples include documenting a conversation, reference photos, or explaining a construction configuration. Once inspections are finalized, they become public record, so comments need to be professional. Once all items are documented in the daily inspection report, it needs to be finalized within 48 hours from the date of the inspection. It's important to document all construction practices and installations as clearly and concisely as possible so that someone who has never been on the site can understand exactly what occurred. These photos are examples of a completed construction item and an inspection diagram. Please take a moment to compile any questions for this module.